week. After that, a lot of wrestling compacted in about a 2.5, 3-week stretch in December.
Yeah, they put some matches together early part of the year, a little bit of a break around the holidays, which isn't so bad, and then you're going to come back and go at it here. And this is the dual meet, right? This is it.
Yeah, 19-18 West Virginia's lead in the dual trimmed after the Tech Vol win for Stephen Buchanan. So Michael Wolfgram and Josh Heindselman, pair of redshirt. Well, Heindselman a redshirt sophomore, Wolfgram a redshirt senior. Wolfgram won 3-1 against Heindselman last year in the duel out in Norman. Oklahoma won that duel 18-15. Very tightly competed throughout. Heindselman lost by riding time to Missouri's number 5. And now Wolfgram fends off the Heindselman shot, gets a takedown of his own.
Just a nice job getting in on the leg. Did a good job of continuing to move instead of just stopping there. And Heindselman tried to sort of roll here as he got to the edge of the mat, and Wolfgram just dropped his hip a little bit and stopped that from happening, gets himself that 3-point takedown. Long way to go, though.
We've seen Wolfgram try to be more offensive as he's gone on in his Mountaineer career, really doing a better and better job of getting to that offense.
I agree with you 100%, right? And all those things that you just talked about before is that I got to believe I can win. I got to hang in some matches. Yep. I got to know that I'm really close to some things. And at his size, you know, he's not the biggest heavyweight in the world, so he's got to use movement and quickness
to be technically sound. Tim Flynn and this coaching staff, they have very high praise of Michael Wolfgram. They have for a while. I believe he can be an All-American, be that kind of guy if he can put it all together.
Well, this is one of those matches where it would be great for him to do that, right? I mean, like you said, he won last year in a tight match. This year, I mean, tight match or not, you're looking at how are you you're competing minute by minute as you're out there, position by position.
Heindselman a career best 25-12 last season, so he had a bit of a breakthrough year as well. Heindselman shoots the leg. Wolfgram sloughs it off.
So that's something that heavyweight can do that most other people aren't going to do.
There's the double. Wolfgram drives him into the mat.
Oh, that's a takedown, right? How does he say no?
Are not giving the takedown. Finally,
now they give it to him.
Finally, the takedown. Tim Flynn, irate yet again.
What?
He has had to fight and scrap for everything this whole duel.
Well, here he drives him all the way across, then bang, that usually is a takedown. I guess he didn't think he put his leg enough, and then they gave him the takedown there at the end. Coach Flynn very excited over there on the sideline at that particular point in time.
Leads at 6-2 for Michael Wolfgram, a couple takedowns. Wolfgram looked like an offensive lineman driving a tackling sled.
Right? Oh, another nice shot.
Leg.
Now he's got to be a little careful getting overextended, right?
Maybe got lucky.
Yeah, Heindselman did a nice job of countering that, though,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so Wolfgram's taking all the shots. You see the crowd wanting a stalling on Heindselman because that's happened in a couple of matches much earlier on, right?
And I think they're frustrated because it's been West Virginia that's been given the stall warnings early on.
Right.
Heindselman's out of breath. Heindselman's tired. Wolfgram is working him.
You're right. They've expended a lot of energy. It's been a heck of a good first period. 3 minutes down, 4 to go.
The heavyweight class does not always end up being the one that sees the most action, but we've seen Wolfgram become a more active, more offensive wrestler.
Well, I think if you're, like you just talked about earlier, if you want to be an All-American, there's got to be a caution on top. If you're going to be an All-American, that's the style you have to wrestle.
Yep.
I mean, you have to be able to score points. This sort of hanging out and getting one takedown or winning in sudden victory, not really
can't become the norm.
No, and so you've got to be able to wrestle more like the guys a little lighter, although you're bigger and stronger, and your styles are going to be a little different, but you got to be able to move.
Wolfgram breaks loose, gets the escape point, up by 5. Heindselman tried a shot. Wolfgram rolled him through.
Yeah, it wasn't that. He just tried to close the gap a little bit, see if he could catch him a little bit off guard. Not happening there. So a minute 30 left in the period. And what you want to see is from both guys, right? Just continuing to do the things they do, work the corners, work the angles. They like snapping off. I mean, a heavyweight, man, these guys lean on you hard. So what you got to be careful is that you don't get your head too far out over your toes.
Heindselman had the hands clasped behind Wolfgram's neck.
Yeah, I was trying that headlock.
Trying to wear him out and take a shot low, and it's not happening.
Not yet, anyway, right? So I mean, it's an attrition. What do we got? We're just clasping of fingers, I guess.
Which is not the first time Heindselman has clasped them in this match.
Well, no, and neither one are going to do that. The hard part with heavyweight too is, man, they're going to get wet, right? So trying to hold somebody, you're trying to get to angles sometimes, and you're trying to get what? It's a front headlock or a leg. And they're sliding right out of stuff.
30 seconds in the second.
Single leg for Heindselman. Nice shot by Heindselman. He's going to get the takedown.
Finishes the shot. And he's back in this match at 7-5. And he's erasing Wolfgram's riding time.
Yeah, not much riding time to speak of. Neither one of them really spent a lot of time on top. And so the question here now in the last 2 minutes is what's going to happen here in these last 2 minutes. Wolfgram's going to have the choice, I believe.
Bedlam coming up on Sunday for Oklahoma as the Sooners invade Norman. Then it's out to Reno, the Southern Scuffle, the Virginia Duels. And then back into the Big 12 with Iowa State at the end of January. Could be a fun third period here. Fans, speaking of Bedlam, there's already some of that breaking out here in the crowd.
So Wolfgram's just going to kind of let him up, and takedowns are going to do it, right?
Yep.
And so Wolfgram expended a lot of energy on that front end to build the lead. Heindselman's done a pretty good job in that last sequence of getting to the leg and powering through it a little bit in order to get the takedown, get Wolfgram moving backwards as he drove through him.
So far, this duel was delivered more often than not. Each of these bouts, Tony, has had everybody up and screaming and yelling and ready to go.
So the challenge in being tired is getting out of position, right? And how well do I scramble to get my feet? You see Wolfgram leaning really hard and Heindselman trying to pull him under.
It's a battle of wills. They're both tired. 6 minutes in. Who wants it more?
Try to keep your knees bent as best you can. Try not to lean too far hard and too forward. Get a good hand fighting position. Keep your head in good position. 1 minute left in the match.
There will be no riding time. Lead is 1 for Michael Wolfgram.
And a takedown. Oh, see, that was a nice shot by Heindselman trying to get to that leg, and Wolfgram's able to sort of limp it through there.
Wolfgram's arm's not in a position to take a shot.
I don't know why.
He gets it loose, goes for the single, fights off the double from Heindselman. Now Wolfgram's got the single. Coming up on 30 seconds to go.
He's just going to be content to hold on to it, I think, and get a stalemate. Be nice if he would finish it.
Oklahoma wants him to tie this up and stalemate it.
Oh,
Wolfgram
no.
trying to finish. Heindselman turns him over.
And Wolfgram's given up. Oh, they gave him the takedown.
There's the 3-point takedown for Heindselman, and Heindselman leads 8-7, 9-7. And now they stalemate. There's a challenge from Tim Flynn that's going to blow the whistles and bring this to a stop with 11 seconds left in the third. Do you challenge this because you can, or what is he?
Well, he's challenging the danger call, right? He called him in danger, and that's why he gave up the takedown, because he wasn't really in the position for that, right? So it's definitely the danger part of it. And so if he's not in danger, right? So Wolfgram's in. He looks like he's getting ready for the stalemate here, and Heindselman tries to spin a little bit, and then Wolfgram decides to drive in. When he drives in, he lets his foot go. And when he lets his foot go, he starts to come through that way. Now, the question is, was that I mean, it's close. And then he rolls through to be safe. So, I mean, what you'd like to see is him not let go of the foot he's got the ankle with right now, right? And as he drives through there.
Heindselman can't do much with the lower body until Wolfgram drives him through and frees up Heindselman's leg.
So the question then becomes is how is he in danger? So He gave him a 2 count, and that's what it was, right?
Awarded, yeah.
Yep. And that's what it's about. It's about being in that danger position.
And now it comes back to, Tony, as we were talking about earlier, if it's close and you made the decision one way in real time, kind of hard to reverse that.
I would think so, right? I assume that they're probably going to stick with it because that's the way he called it initially.
Unless you see something vastly different than what you originally saw.
Which is not usually very likely. Very seldom do you see, unless they were out of position. Like sometimes they're out of position, so they're doing something. But in this particular case, he's right on top of it. I mean, it's tight. It's really close. It's really close as to whether or not he's in danger, and it's really close as to whether he stayed there for a full 2 counts.
Here's the call.
Here's the call, and I'm going to think it's going to go Oklahoma way. Yeah, they gave him the 3.
Well, the 3-point takedown for Oklahoma stands. It's 9-7. So Wolfgram will have 11 seconds to do something. A takedown from Wolfgram will basically be as close to a walk-off as you can get. He's going to start on bottom.
Yeah, he's got 11 seconds. So I would assume Heindselman, if he can't break him down, is going to let him go and stay away from him.
Yep.
Goes to the ankle right
tries
away.
To spin.
That's going to
no leverage.
Match, right?
Has no leverage. Heindselman's going to ride him out, and Josh Heindselman will win the duel 9-7, and that gives Oklahoma the win in the duel. Josh Heindselman goes to 8-1 on the year after a hard-fought battle with Michael Wolfgram. Heindselman pumping his arms kind of like a pro wrestling villain.